Yep.
And somebody else wants to come in. It's Mike Patton from Faith No More. Mike, join us. Come on.
Am I interrupting something?
No, not at all. It's only live television.
Billy, bro.
Do you guys actually know each other?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, introduce yourselves, because
Billy, Mike.
Mike, right? You're from the singer of Faith No More, and we want to discuss. You guys played earlier with your bands earlier tonight.
We got a mutual friend.
We do?
Who's the mutual friend?
Do you know Ambar?
Yeah.
He's a good friend.
Yeah.
Of mine. You know he passed away.
Yeah.
Well, okay, thanks. Let's just introduce Biohazard a little bit to people who are not familiar with the band. You're a band from New York. You made a couple of CDs so far, and 3, right? And what else can you tell us about the band? Just in short, as an introduction to somebody who doesn't know anything.
Been around for like 7 years. Started in late 80s, 87. 8 years actually, and been around different record labels, independent labels, and ended up in Warner Brothers for the latest album and for the rest of our career probably.
Right, and what do you think was the main musical influence of the band? It was a combination of hip hop and metal, wasn't it that?
No, it was we would have been influenced from all different types of music growing up. You would have found like a lot of punk rock albums, early punk rock, to like earlier hardcore albums, and then you'd find like Rapper's Delight in our record collection next to like a Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath album, stuff like that.
Oké, let me translate just a little bit. Hij vertelt dat de platencollectie van de bandleden zich uitstrekt van de Rapper's Delight, wat een soort vroege hip-hop is, tot Led Zeppelin en meer metal-achtige genres. The band's from New York. Your band, Faith No More, is from the West Coast. We're gonna have a look at a little bit of your show later on. First, we're gonna have a look at Biohazard's show. There was a spectacular moment, which we'll see on tape, when storm and thunder broke out, and this band was playing really heavy and was really impressive. But first, before that, we had. Oh, great! Well, and before that, you did a cover of a hip hop song, Cypress Hill, Ain't Going Out Like That.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at that, okay? We kijken even naar Biohazard live eerder op de avond. 8 minutes we watched. I saw your guitar player was actually at some point putting his finger in his throat. Why was he doing that?
Entertainment.
Oh, is that so? He wasn't feeling sick or anything?
No, well, you know.
No. What do you think? I don't know.
Just run around on stage sometimes if you don't time your food right in the morning.
Yeah, the catering here was probably, the fish was a little bad.
Yeah.
Probably got to him.
All right, okay. How did you, what were your feelings about playing in this ambiance of thunder and rain and...
It's great. Couldn't ask for anything better now.
It suits the atmosphere of the songs?
Yeah. Fire and brimstone.
So
it's just cool, it's cool. We just sit on stage and be playing and watch the clouds open up all dark, during Punishment, which is pretty ironic. And then all of a sudden the downpour just piled, come down on top of everybody, and kind of jealous that we were covered over, with the roof. While everybody was getting poured on, you kind of wanted to be in the same boat as everybody else, but it was cool.
Yeah, well, otherwise you'd probably be electrocuted if there had been no roof, right?
Another high, I guess, huh?
Another high. Okay, let me just translate shortly. Hij zegt dat hij vond het wel jammer dat zij onder het dak stonden en het publiek in die stromende regen moest staan. Het paste wel mooi bij de sfeer van de nummers die ze speelden. Het was een aparte ervaring. En geëlectrocuteerd worden zou nog weer een andere soort ervaring geweest zijn. You're both American bands. Do you feel related in some way? Let's say musically, Mike?
We're probably related in more ways than we know of.
Yeah, like what?
Even outside of music,
More as far as mentality goes, or what?
Yeah, like we know what it means to eat bad food, and be in Omaha, Nebraska, and go bowling and things like that.
Yeah. And
very common basic things.
And what it's like
American things.
What's it like to be like different in a country like the United States? Different than like your average American?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Like you guys, I mean, you're not your average American, so you probably feel you have something in common, where as far as being different, from the average American goes.
I don't know. Do you think you're an average American?
No, not.
I think. I don't know. I'm myself. Everybody else is different. You know, what I like is what I like.
Yeah, right. We're normal Americans.
Yeah.
Oh, you're normal Americans.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
What about the other Americans then?
They're the weirdos. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with them. They're freaks.
In office.
Yeah? They're the weirdos. Okay.
Hamburger eating freaks.
Ja, right. Oké, nou dus zij zijn niet de alternatievelingen of de mensen die anders zijn, maar dat zijn die anderen allemaal die gewoon van 9 tot 5 naar kantoor gaan. That was nice. Mike, just to introduce Faith No More shortly for people who don't know, the band's from San Francisco. They're still living there?
Yeah.
We had another band from San Francisco earlier on today, Spearhead. They play,
Right.
you know, rap and funk. It's very different from what you guys doing. But do you know this band, or do you know each other? Is there a
They
scene?
used to be in a band that we knew. They've been around San Francisco for years.
And Faith No More has been around for 5-6 years now.
Yeah, the band's been around for maybe 10, 12 years. I've been with them about 6.
Oh yeah, before they had another singer, right? And of course, what's striking about Faith No More is that there's these enormous contrasts in the song material. There's like ballads, like of course the song that you did, the Commodore song that you did, Easy, and then there's really aggressive, extreme stuff.
So,
Well,
what's the matter?
I don't know.
You want me to apologize to you?
No, not at all. No,
Well,
just comment on it.
That just makes sense to us.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the tide or something. You know, once it goes in, it's kind of got to come out, and it's kind of like during the set, you're kind of drowning, and you need to swim to islands every now and then, and those are the slower songs. And I don't know. To us, there has to be kind of an equal balance. If things are getting kind of too loud at one point, something has to happen in the music to create one of those contrasts. That's just kind of what makes us happy, and sometimes that raises question marks, you know,
Yeah. Well,
on
it's
people's faces. But
yeah. Well, it's something remarkable. It's something that makes the band stand apart in a way. Let me just translate shortly. Wat opvallend is aan een band als Faith No More, dat ze vrij grote extremen hebben binnen hun songmateriaal. Ze doen ballad-achtige nummers, als het nummer wat je net zult zien, een cover van het Commodores nummer, Easy, maar ook hele harde nummers, zoals je daarna ook zult zien. Let's have a look at two moments. A moment in the set where you just first did Easy and then you did a loud song right after that, just to see both sides of the bands. Okay? Let's have a look right now. Okay, we kijk even naar Faith No More.
No, it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. But I'm leaving you tomorrow. Seems to me, girl, you know I done all I can. You see your back's all in a Barbara. Whoa, ooh, that's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm easy. Yeah. Easy like Sunday morning. I wanna be high, so high. I wanna be free, seeing all the things I do alright. I wanna be free, just me. Oh, baby. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Okay, that was Faith No More. Did you enjoy yourself during the show?
Yes.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
What did you
Wasn't
like?
bad.
Yeah?
A little cold. It's kind of
yeah?
strange when it's cold out. We're used to playing in hot, closed, sweaty places, and this is exactly the opposite. Open, wet.
Yeah. So what type of crowd do you draw in the United States back there? How many people come to your show?
Much smaller crowds.
Yeah?
Kind of, there's so many bands, and people have so many different choices there that they choose not to come to our shows.
No.
No,
That
it's,
sounds-
we have a lot less people.
Oh, is that
we
so?
played it maybe in a club of, whatever. Sometimes it's, a few hundred, sometimes it's a few thousand in a bigger city, but
Yeah.
you'd really kind of up and down there. But I mean, we haven't made a record in 3 years, so
Right, that
it's been a while for us.
because a couple of years ago you had a huge hit, so I assume that then you drew like bigger crowds at that point.
At the time, we really didn't. When we were having that success, we were touring with larger bands. We were kind of going through a phase where what we were doing was just hopping from big tour to big tour, being the opening
I see.
band. And
Let me translate just a little bit.
Okay.
Hij heeft gezegd dat een paar jaar geleden toen de band een aantal hits had, of in ieder geval 1 hit met het nummer Epic en ook het nummer Easy wat je net hoorde. Toen trokken ze vrij veel mensen. De laatste paar jaar hebben ze geen plaat meer gemaakt en wordt het publiek dus ook kleiner waarvoor ze spelen in Amerika. There's actually an American invasion at this festival. There's so many American bands. What are your feelings about that? I mean, there's Biohazard, there's you guys, there's many other bands that played earlier today. Is that American invasion? Is that correct? I mean, is that a correct thing? That it's. What are your feelings about that?
well, what is it about us that you like? Maybe
Yeah.
you'd better tell me. I don't know.
I think one good thing is that you guys know how to put on a good show.
Yeah.
That you don't fool around with synthesizers, which doesn't work. Mostly you guys do, right? But you integrate it into a rock and roll setting, right?
Do Europeans fool around with synthesizers more? Do you think?
I have a feeling that there's more, yeah. And so you.
As far as techno and things like that, is
Yeah.
that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe you stay more true to the rock and roll tradition than.
Maybe. I think in a festival environment, outside, lots of people, urine, beer, mud, rock and roll kind of goes with that. I couldn't really imagine, say, a techno group
Yeah,
playing in
I
a
understand.
place
Okay.
like this. But by the same token, if you want to talk about, a hot, sweaty place with lots of lasers in an airport, that's going to be a disco.
Okay, right. Okay.
And that's great.
Let me just translate shortly. De rock and roll past kennelijk heel goed bij een festival als dit. En daar zijn de Amerikanen heel erg goed in, want daar is die muziek tenslotte ook begonnen, die rock and roll muziek. Thanks for coming, Mike. We're going to have a look at one of the other bands that played earlier today, Bad Religion, another American band. An early punk band has been around for a long time. Een band die al heel lang meegaat als punkband en nu nog steeds het goed doet. Bad Religion, eerder op de dag op het Noordpodium.